situations such as this. So this is a little unusual for me. Thank you all for coming to the 2018 induction dinner for the Philippine Independence Day Council. Before I continue, I'd like to acknowledge the presence of some of our organization's greatest supporters. He's actually out, but MP Marco Mendocino, who we'd like to thank for helping spearhead the Federal Declaration of Filipino Heritage Month. Consul General Rosalita Prospero for presiding over our board's oath-taking. She has a special place in my heart because she also presided over my oath-taking for my dual citizenship. I was very, very teary-eyed doing that, even though I didn't quite understand most of the words that were used in that oath-taking. Also, to our friends from the Canadian Multicultural Council of Asians in Ontario, Mr. Bill Chen, Mr. Henry, and the life of the party, Mr. Sid Nikita. I hope he brought his harmonica with him tonight. We are always grateful for your show of support and solidarity with our Asian brothers and sisters. PIDC has had a long history and an undeniable impact in the Filipino-Canadian community. I first became aware of this organization when I went to the CNE in 1998, prompted by the fact that the Philippines was the featured country at that time. In the same year, I also went to the Sky Dome to witness our country's centennial celebration. Back then, I was what you call a closet Filipino, never fully acknowledging my ethnicity, but always secretly proud when something of great magnitude was accomplished by our people. I'm not really sure why I felt that way, but perhaps it was because I did not immerse myself in the company of my fellow countrymen. In 2002, I started writing a regular golf column and did celebrity interviews for our most popular newspaper, Balita. This led to my membership with the Philippine Press Club of Ontario, which then sent me to join PIDC in 2003 as their representative. That was my first year helping organize the Mabuhay Philippines Festival. And the year I met my husband.
I'm over here.
Oh, okay. By this time, I had become fully aware of the countless hours people devoted to the preservation of Philippine heritage and culture here in Canada. Each individual had their reasons for committing their time to this cause, as did I. I wanted to write for Balita, primarily to show my ex-boyfriend I was part of his favorite newspaper, and I wanted to continue helping organize the Mabuhay Festival because my husband previously thought that Filipinos could never make it mainstream. This statement ate at my core because I knew it wasn't true, and because I was just as guilty in perpetuating this thought when I hid who I truly was. I grew up in a family of musicians who were music professors at UP, principal members of the CCP Orchestra, band members with their own television show on ABS-CBN, and the voices you heard singing on several radio, television, and movie commercials. I was well aware of the talent Filipinos possessed and the fact that our excellence extended well beyond the field of entertainment. So I felt ashamed of myself for not believing in our own people and for not doing enough to promote what we have to offer. PIDC, with its mandate of showcasing Philippine heritage and culture to mainstream society, presented me with an opportunity to elevate our community so that no other kababayan will ever have a reason to be a closet Filipino. The one success story I am most proud of is the fact that my husband Manny has since rescinded his negative statement and now loves the Philippines.
Totoo yan.
So much so that he was the one that had the idea of getting our dual citizenship, and he now runs several businesses back home. So I'd like to take a moment to thank each and every member of PIDC that have come before me. Without your commitment and dedication, PIDC would not be the organization it is today. Let me remind you of what PIDC has accomplished. We were the first to hold an annual festival, have a street parade, organize a Filipino basketball tournament, to have an event at CNE, Harborfront Center, David Peacock Square, Metrotrona Convention Center, Rico Coliseum, and Nathan Phillips Square. And first to partner with the Philippine Chamber of Commerce, GMA, and ABS-CBN. Our members have been recognized by the Philippine and Canadian government, and some have received awards from the Queen. My point is, this is a great group of people, and I am proud to have had the privilege of working with them over the years, and I'm grateful to consider them family. I am not really a millennial, nor am I first generation Filipino. I'm kind of somewhere in between that can serve as a conduit for the next group of people who will be the future PIDC leaders. My promise to all of you as President of the Philippine Independent State Council is that I will do my very best to lead us to bigger and better things and continue in our tradition of serving this great community. So give everybody a big hand, because we are all part of the PIDC family. So as an extension of our family, I'd like to call up the Council of Leaders. When you hear your name, please come up. Mr. Roland Ibarra, Ross Cruz, Marlene Lucas, Joy Passes, Jennifer C., Lady Elvis, Zenny Zagala, Cory Maravilla, Val Pagarigan, Anita Diaz, Miss Agnes Miranda, Ophelia Santiago, the leader of Rice Tribe, Mr. Rulos Mercader, and the next